Шановні колеги, ми продовжуємо роботу. До слова запрошується речник Міністерства оборони України.
Good morning. I give the floor to Colonel Victoria Kushnir, spokesperson of the Ministry of Defense. Good morning, dear guests. I'm glad to see you at our press conference. The officers of High Mobile Troop Forces and Forces of Special Operations of the Armed Forces of Ukraine visited testing center of a company producing paratroop equipment, airborne systems in the USA. The Ukrainian delegation learned capacities of special parachute systems, equipment for airdrop of equipment and cargoes from high altitudes and on big distances. The sides also discussed possibility to organize in the USA practical demonstrations of cargo platforms and planes and transport aviation of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. On the training field, Ukrainian servicemen made practical jumps with American parachutes of various types using navigation and oxygen equipment. In the International Security and Peacekeeping Center of the National Academy of Ground Forces, foreign instructors of multinational groups continue training the units of the Armed Forces of Ukraine according to NATO standards. The officers of one of battalions of the 28th Brigade improve coordination of units according to the field status of the Armed Forces of the USA. The training includes deployment on the field, selection of positions for fire, and repelling sudden attacks, as well as counterattacks on the front line. The course of preparation will be over by a battalion tactical training with live fire. In Chernikhivsky Military University, a training has started for military auditors with the auditor from the Great Britain. The training deals with risks management according to NATO standards. The participants of the training learn the issues of practical implementation of internal control and risk management in the military bodies, organizations, and enterprises according to new standards, which entered into force earlier. Risks management will help to reduce risks of fraud, corruption, and non-prescribed use of funds. This new type of audit of risk management will be implemented in the Ministry of Defense since the second half of this year. The priorities for the ministry include improvement of legislation for the Ministry of Defense to separate functions of internal audit and other financial operations. Recommendations drafted from the conclusions of the mission will be offered to the ministry. They will also finish preparation of military auditors according to the international standards. The ministry continues to pay a financial remuneration to soldiers who perform their duty in the east of Ukraine. As of today, Ukrainian servicemen received over 153 million hryvnias of financial remuneration, of them over 7 million for successful performance of combat tasks in the east of Ukraine. In particular, 7 million for successful completion of tasks in the units and over 144 million for direct participation in combat. The defenders of Ukraine also continue receiving awards for their devoted and courageous service. This year, during this week, the President of Ukraine awarded nearly 60 soldiers. Awards from the Ministry of Defense and other valuable gifts were given to over 100 of soldiers and officers. More than 2,000 participants of the ATO obtained the status of combat participant. Since the start of the conflict, over 2,700 received awards from the ministry, and over 36,000 of soldiers received awards. Over 195,000 of soldiers obtained status combat participant. This is all for today. Thank you.